Hi everyone, welcome to the day 4 of our Power BI training. So today we will explore more advanced features of Power Query Editor, which is creating conditional columns, grouping of data, pivoting and unpivoting data, and finally an introduction to basic M functions like if, text functions, and date functions. So let's start with conditional columns. Suppose we want to classify our this customer data as domestic or international customer based on the country. Let's say if our country is India, so we want them as domestic customers, or if the country is not India, then we label them as international. So how we can create a conditional column? Let's see in our class. First of all, what we have to do, we have to go to the add column section. Again, we have to click on the conditional column. Okay. So after that, we will give the column as name. So here we can give the name as any name, let's say for country, for so type. Let's say type. Here in the if section, we will select our column, which is country. We will select the equal to operator and we'll keep the value as India. So if country equals to India, then output will be domestic. Else we can write international. Let's click on OK. And here we can see we got a new column created in which for USA it is showing the international type. For India we are seeing the domestic. Again for USA it is international, UK international, and India it is domestic. So now you'll see a new column created with these values, so which is very similar to an if statement in the Excel. Let's practice another transformation, which is group by. Suppose what we want to know how many customers we have in each country. So we can use group by to fetch that. So in our home, as you can see, here we have the group by option. So we'll select the group by. Then what we have to do, we have to select the country name. So we will select country column. What we want count and count of so what we want, the count of the rows. So column name, let's create it as total customers. Total customers. So we have to do the counter operation. And what we have to do, we have to click on OK. And here we can see USA we have two customers, India we have two customers, and UK we have one customer. So this is the summarized table showing the number of customers per country. We can also use group by to calculate totals, averages, and other aggregations. Now, let's use the pivot and unpivot option. So pivoting and unpivoting are very useful when reshaping data. Let's say we have a column country and another column customer ID. We want to see how many customers are in each country as. So what we can do, we will select the country column. We will click on the, so here you can see we have the pivot option. So basically that will be the transform. And here, so in the pivot option, we'll click on the pivot column. Then it will ask for values. We will select the customer ID. Then we'll click on OK. So here we can see that each country become a column and the value shows the customer count. Okay. Sorry, the customer IDs. Now unpivot. So what we can do, suppose our data is spread across multiple columns like city, state, country, and we want them in rows instead. So what we can do, first of all, let me remove this pivoted. So what we can do, we can select those columns. So let's select the city, let's select the state, let's select the country. Then we can right click and we can unpivot the columns. Now we get the attribute and value columns, and this is very useful when preparing messy Excel file for reporting. So here attribute we have city. The city is New York for this customer ID. So here you can see the customer ID got uh, repeated for city, state, and country. So this is very useful when we are working with a very messy Excel file and we have to create reports. Let me remove this step. Let's say we what so whatever the transformations we are doing here, everything is considered and added in our advanced editor as M code. So here you can see whatever the transformations we did, like we promoted the headers in our previous class, we changed the type, and again we added a conditional column. So everything came as M code in our advanced editor. So behind every step, so Power Query is an M formula. We don't have to write M code most of the time, but it's good to know the basics. Let's say if we want to create a custom column, y- and there we have to use the M formula. So let's say similar custom column if I want to create like customer type, which we created using the conditional column. Here we can use the if else statement. So let's say country, if country equals to India, then domestic else, if country equals to India, then domestic else we can write international. Okay, let's click on OK. And again, you can see the similar type of column we got customer type with the help of M code. Let's say what we want to keep the like let's say we want to use a upper function in the M code and we want this full name to be all as uppercase. Let's create that. So we'll click again on custom column. We'll write it as name. Here we can use text dot upper. You can see text dot upper, and here we have to insert the country, sorry, name. And click on OK. So here you can see all the names came in the uppercase. If we want to take only the first four character of a name for the from this full name, like so what we can do, again we can create a custom column. That's first four char. We'll create a name as first four char. Now what we can do, we can write text dot start. So text dot start. Then what we have to do, we have to add the column again. We'll insert the column. Then comma. What how many digits we want? So we want till four characters. Then let's see. We got the first four character. Let's say if we want to know the length of the string, length of this column characters, we can go ahead again. We can write a custom column. char length. Here we can write text dot length. Just we need to drag the column. So we got the length of that particular column. So how many characters are there? So these are the basic encode functions of the text functions. Let's let's do something with the date. So here basically we don't have the date. So let's create a custom date first of all. Here now we can see we got the date. Now what we want to do, we just want to extract the year from this date. So let's create a custom column again. We'll click on the custom column. We'll write year and we can use the date functions, the date encode function. So date dot year, and we have to drag the date column here. So we'll drag the date column, date, and just click OK. So as you can see, we got the year. Similarly, we can get the month and day by just changing here in the encode. Instead of year, if we want month, we can just write month. You can click on it. So we got the month also. So these are some basic M code, M functions, which we can use to transform our data. So the list of the M functions, I will add the link of the Microsoft site where you can find all the M functions and you can practice as per the transformation issues. Basically, this is a very basic file and we don't have much issues. And after doing all the transformations, everything you can see here added as a fresh M code in our advanced editor. We can just click on the close and apply button and all the transformations which we did that will be saved in our model. So today we learned how to create conditional columns, how to group data, how to pivot and unpivot columns, and some basic M functions like text and dates. So these transformations help us reshape and prepare data for analysis in Power BI. Let's practice in our next class. We will dive into combining multiple tables using append and merge queries, and we'll create the data model, uh, which is the semantic model in our Power BI, and we'll create some reports. Thank you.